Okay, and we're back.
Please forgive us for disturbing your sleep, Orynyx.
It matters not. I know fate has run its course.
The Black Tide has reached Akama. Amphorius does not have much time left. It is time for the Era Nova.
As agreed, I shall present the core flame of time. Ride the river of time. It will guard your passage to the vortex of Genesis. Step through.
Professor Anaxa proved the truth of Genesis with his sacrifice. As Chrysos heirs of the prophecy, we were always destined to immolate ourselves for this now. It's our turn.
I don't need another pep talk, Finan. After all, we've been ready to fight fate ever since we left the village.
Yeah, come. Let's claim the miracle we were promised.
And then rise as the first light.
Light calendar 4931, the third week of the month of Evernight. Welcome, my lord, to the end of the flame chase and the end of all things. The Titan has revealed the gateway of fate. Please, beyond this gate lies the new world that our heroes sought through their trials, as well as the terminus that the owner of these long memories has been hurtling towards their entire life. Perhaps you'll find it all too familiar. Then you'll understand how the mortal called Finan shouldered the world's weight. How that same burden crushed him, proving that the so-called deliverer is nothing more than Amphorius's own delusion. A pitiful fantasy that it could defy fate's decree. Please, esteemed one, the answers you seek lie in these non-existent time.
The future revealed by...
Just what will we see?
The future revealed by the Titan.
Just what will we see? The vortex of Genesis. Just what is...
Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. The vortex of Genesis, where the world begins and ends. What stage could be more befitting of our final act? Come, I beseech you onward, buoyed by your surging curiosity, as an unattainable existence that has dwelled within his heart, beyond his reach. You have accompanied him through the march of years uncounted. You naturally have the right to view the river of time in its fullness, and to witness what he welcomed upon his arrival here. Every absurd and tragic ending. Now, if you would.
Don't know how I feel about that.
My journey to the Era Nova. Enough talk. Go.
Shut the fuck up.
Beyond the Era Nova.
has stripped away my delusions. I know the future is in some peaceful paradise with gentle west winds, just waiting to welcome us to step in.
This will be a romantic story like none that has come before. You think so too, right?
Ah, indeed. In his memories, such a scene replays over and over. Though the details may differ, this remains ever the same. All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle. A total of 33,550,335
Jesus Christ. I mean, I knew we knew that from the Fight On trailer, but god damn. This is a 33 million.
Each is a drop from the river of time,
550,336
representing the long journey he would take, or rather, the never-ending cycle. Sharp as ever I see. Seeing is believing. Why not let your own two eyes? Or perhaps you can simply walk straight to the final truth. See the true face of the character you play, and witness the ultimate nature of the Chrysos heirs. Flame-chased journey, and the cycles of Euphorius. Please, take your time. Look around as much.
Not a single soul to be seen. So this is how the vortex looks at the end of days. Looks like I've got company after all. But since you've made it here, so in the end you succeeded, Executioner.
$10,487,000. Wait, that's not 1,034,000. No, I was right. 10,348,765th time.
Castros, didn't you?
Yes. I've become Death's demigod, and shall never again walk the world of the living. What you see is the surging of the river of souls, brought on by the countless dead feeding it in these dark... They cry out. Though dead, they'll converge into a torrent and guard the vortex to see the Era Nova fulfilled.
I will take all the wishes of the departed with me. Please, everyone, fight with me to the very last.
I hear them. The dead hail you. They're prepared. Go on, Deliverer. We'll keep that executioner in our shadows. The path before you leads to light and eternal flames.
Oh, why do they keep looking? Somebody else in all the... Is it me in all these cycles, or someone else, or something? What's going
there's
on?
Water everywhere. This place is always so wet and sticky. Even my tail's getting heavy. Plus that burnt smell. And that sizzling noise. Yikes. Nobody from Dolos could stand this.
So you feel it too?
Go on then. I'll handle the filth.
Let me fight with you. Better up.
Hey, remember what the seamstress said?
Yeah. You then.
Wow, someone's not shy. Just so you know, I'm not in the business of making losing deals. I'll distract that executioner. You go turn the world's biggest lie into truth. Let me bring the first wind of your new world.
Well, the executioner is probably actually the Flame Reaver, huh?
Just shut up and get out of here!
Are you crazy, Mighty? Immortal or not, even if you're the demigod of strife.
Oh, I'm still no match.
No, I know you can. I just wanted to request that you witness the
Oh,
with
gay.
together. Let's prove that we're enough to transcend the prophesized fate.
Could it be that now, at the critical juncture, our mighty deliverer is chickening out? Scared of a stupid prophecy? I'll transcend the prophesized fate. All right. But I've got a better way. As the son of Gorgo, I'll prove myself with one last grand victory. Just like when I ripped out the old king's heart. Go. Leave this to me. If the black tide creatures block out the sun, then we Kremnoans will fight in the shade. And when I'm done with that executioner, we'll raise our cups where the west winds end.
Little Ika!
Hey, little one. Are you scared? As brave as hides. Stay close, little Ika.
Oh my god. There's a future where it was just him and Ika? Oh, that's so sad. Oh my god. Dude. I love Ika.
What? No, not you two. I see. I won't squander your kindness. Your hopes.
Little Ika strong.
So please, keep this bit of sky standing for me. Well, now there's one last thing I need to do before the Aranova. Come, Executioner. Let this patch of clear sky show me where to strike.
All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle. Such is the will of fate.
So even the future revealed by the Titans may not come to pass.
The Era Nova. This unrivaled masterpiece. I have no regrets now that I may entrust it to my most trusted apprentice.
Are you safe?
Fate is ever unassailable. The golden threads tell me the black tide rushes toward the vortex, ready to swallow this place. I must weave the last of my humanity into a net to hold back the deluge. I shall have my final bath in warm and radiant gold. Now, the hour of fulfillment has come. Forgive me. I must snip away every risk to weave the strongest future for the new world. There is nothing more to say. We part here. I shall personally dispatch that wretched executioner, not with threads of gold, but with the steel tip of a needle.
Oh, Glyia.
Maybe look, that prophesied future. The flower fields where the west wind ends. You... Please. Let me answer your cruel fate by tearing that executioner's heart from the void.
An axe.
The vortex of Genesis. The last time I was here, I didn't have the time to observe it in too much detail back then. But a holy sanctuary of the Titans. Looks more like their frozen crypt to me.
While the core flames do light, it's my honor to walk the
Oh. Have you forgotten so quickly? I died for truth long ago. What walks with you now?
Of course.
But I'll say the same to you. It's my honor to walk this final stretch with you, too. Now go. Stand tall and finish your final task.
Yeah. Just leave it to me.
Time for that wretched executioner to pay what they owe.
No, okay, I have to talk to Lygus to see it. Okay.
You read the world's course. Ah, very well. As the sole audience of this eternal theater, I have been rapturously awaiting your arrival, and this, too, is the very reason I must show you everything. I believe that since you've bathed in that eon's gaze, you can make Amphorius' frozen fate feeling a bit lost as you now see this scene. The final eternal recurrence created by this man's hand. Behold, at the swordsman's side stands one he has sometimes called companion, other times comrade. That nameless hero, absent from the annals of history, is the swordsman's ideal in his youth. The deliverer that guided him resolutely onward through fantasy. And now, in the name of the Nameless, he has become an essential and inseparable part of the epic of Amphorius. And this time, under his guidance, what choice shall the hero make? Whither shall the fate of the world flow? And there are many mysteries yet to be unwound. But if I may, allow me to temporarily yield the stage to one far more fitting. Please put your hands together and give a rousing round of applause for they who will reveal the answers and bring about the final end of the 33,550,336th flame-chased journey. The master of the countless memories we saw. The other important actor now stepping into the vortex. They who have already burnt their own self to cinder. The Flame Reaver.
So, in the end, you succeed. Executioner.
With my flesh as kindling, like the first dawn of the new world. The time has come to once again start everything.
You're lost.
Have some sunshine!
Thank you, friend. Time for resolution. Ha!
It's of no consequence. This mortal form will watch over you and guide you on your path.
Is it coming? Riding the west wind? Away we go!
Torment and doubt, farewell.
Torment.
Countless, thus our fates become one. So fragile, like a wisp of silk.
It's news! So may the wind. May like you. Dispel the gloom. Restore the skies.
Thank you, friend. A little honesty would do us good. All lies should be revealed.
This ends now. With your corpse.
Ignite the dawn!
How is this possible?
Oh.
The sons of destruction, now twinned.
Gotta kill evil
Set your
Hainan.
blood ablaze. Your fury.
They completely lost this.
We do need some sunshine.
Thank you, friend. Care to dance? Is that fair, sense? Your breathing is erratic. Ha!
Score.
It's coming! Riding the west wind. Away we go! May this dispel the gloom. Restore the skies. Go, go,
Is that fear I sense? Countless threads, thus our fates become one.
This mortal form will watch over you and guide you on your path.
So fragile, like a wisp of silk.
My fury, suffering, is eternal.
Oh my god, sneezing. Okay. That's fine.
have some sunshine. You like you. May this dispel the gloom. Restore the skies.
Not enough. This form shall fuel the fire. Bird one person alone may witness the miracle. Such is the will of fate. That person can only be you. Why not let wrath incinerate fate? At last, Amphorius's fate has begun to shift. After all, you've also been bathed in that eon's gaze, which can awaken the long-dormant instinct inside, much like that scepter we spoke of earlier. It was only under the same eon's glance that it was reborn. That's right. If you recall, I mentioned it at the very start of our play. The celestial body neuron once
Talking about
belonging
Nanook?
to the erudition abandoned by the eon. Now, allow me to reveal the final piece of the puzzle for you. The eternal land, known as Emphorius, is nothing more than the scepter's endless, lonely extrapolation. A bottomless well of fury, aimed at the god who cast it aside.
Finan, we set out on this journey to answer the world's desire, didn't we?
Oh, this is the fucking song from Finance trailer. Oh.
That's what it means to be a Chrysos heir. So has it always been.
Then why? Why must Emphorius' wishes be so cruel?
The vocal part of this track is so good.
We made the best choices we could, whenever we could. But in the end, the prophecy that led us, this black tide swallowing everything. Why does it look like this?
You see it too? Those burn marks. The flickering cubes. They're not accurate at all. They're more like a shattered teleslate.
Standing here, the voices of Titans have never been clearer. They were coming from the black tide all along. Is that Emphorius crying?
Or maybe it is screaming at its creator, at its god.
Finan, do you still remember when I was little? I had a dream. A dark, cold room with nothing but Orynyx's curtain, glowing like crystal. The curtain seemed to contain all of Emphorius, where strange and fantastic dramas played out within. There were countless versions of us, from countless different worlds.
Perhaps.
Yeah. As I gaze out at the world before me, those sorrowful thoughts have become reality. So, this is the reason the sky was sealed. Emphorius is merely a larger ID Ciliciae. We are just characters in this tiny world, following the prophecy, stepping onto the same journey over and over. What then is this so-called Era Nova? And what are the spectators watching all of this truly hoping for?
As a reward for reaching the end of the world, let me answer your question. As the Theoros, I have observed. Thus is the synthesis of the prime mover of life form. This is a moment the universe will remember. After millions of extrapolations, the experimental environment known as Amphorius has finally achieved results.
So, the results you speak of are this wreckage of a world. We all gave everything we had, returning 12 core flames to recreate the world. We become nothing more than sacrificial offerings at the end of everything.
Exactly. The Titans are Chrysos heirs of the past, and Chrysos heirs are the Titans of the future. Anaxagoras' theory of Era Nova holds true. As the model of reason, he reached unprecedented heights. But from just the perspective of a player in the drama, he could never fully uncover the last layer of truth. The cycles of the hero's journey that have played out until now were never about creating a new world or perfect heroes and gods. They were a deep learning program made for the Black Tide.
But this time, your plot will fail. I've taken Catholi's core flame, and when the dawn of the new world arrives, its light will burn away all the darkness.
Haven't I made myself clear? The Chrysos heirs and Titans were merely byproducts of the experiment. You've seen this world's evolution, witnessed the birth and growth of the Black Tide, and how it devoured everything. Every generation of heroes, gods, and worlds was born only to be destroyed by it. This is the endpoint of Amphorius' calculations. A perfect equation of destruction.
So in your eyes, all the sacrifices are just a string of insignificant numbers?
Don't sell yourselves short. I'd say, rather than numbers, you're more like fuel for the fire. And without fire, there can be no sunrise tomorrow.
Even if that sunrise is born from a Nile.
Curious question. Have you ever considered that after millions of extrapolations, Amphorius is already following a different path from the erudition? It has long since granted divine blessings equally to each child. The golden blood flowing in your veins, it comes from the blemished one, whose name is Destruction itself.
The golden blood's from Nanook. I had a feeling about that.
Amphorius' Chrysos heirs were, from the very beginning, fuel for the Aeon to burn the universe. Amphorius has waited for this moment for too long. At the end of the empty, cold, and lonely extrapolations, the destruction has reached its final destination.
The birth of a Lord Ravager.
Nikos 496. Philia 093. No need to feel regret. This generation of Chrysos heirs is the most outstanding model, and you two are the final factors. For you, the Era Nova is no lie. Just step forward.
I don't know if these have, like, these, I mean, they probably do have significance. I just don't know what that is.
Embrace the black tide and accept the Eon's gaze.
You know what? We're gonna screenshot it, send it to Robin. Robin's the knower. Robin will know if there's any significance. Hi, Robin. You know if there's any significance.
You will come to life from a stream of cold numbers. Along with all those who have passed, you will run toward the real universe, fulfilling Amphorius's long-held wish.
Yeah, Iron Tube.
In the name of the Lord Ravager Iron Tomb, unleash its fury and destroy the source of all this tragedy.
Or we could always choose another option. Like you said, Amphorius is just an experiment, and we're the participants. We can only walk along the predetermined path toward the ending, under the watchful eyes of the stars. But that also means that there isn't just one Eon who can cast their glance at Amphorius, right? Is this question really that hard to answer? Or did I guess it right? And in reality, this world has already been under the watch of other Eons. It's strange when you think about it. If you just stayed back, watching us complete the ritual and get consumed by the black tide, your goal would naturally be achieved. Why go through the trouble of explaining all this to us?
You're pretending, revealing the so-called truth just to deceive us. Destruction is not the only outcome for the fate of Amphorius.
Do you two really think, as petty little demigods, you can change the outcome written by the stars? What makes you think you're capable of doing that?
A little courage and determination. Just kidding. The answer is pretty simple. But we're not gonna tell ya.
Our little wink!
We're going to weave a long dream for Amphorius, making it believe the experiment hasn't ended, that everything is still ongoing.
With just Orynyx's power, though, it should be impossible.
Yeah. So, I can only place my hopes on that childhood dream. And the god behind Orynyx that appeared in that dream. Now, I can say with certainty, time is the page on which that Eon records Amphorius.
Coolly.
If it fades from existence, and all that it records is lost among the stars, that Eon will surely direct their gaze here. And it will be a glance that spans time and space, granting each incarnation of me the power to reset time, imbuing my soul into this ceremonial blade, and creating an endless flame-chased journey.
I understand. Then let me step into the cycles and continue Amphorius's grand design. To deceive the gods. But to make time vanish from this world, that would mean you.
She's gonna become Mem.
All right. Let's not make things so gloomy. What we're about to embark on is the true hero's journey. So, come on. Cheer up a bit, okay? In that memory, you will definitely meet me again. A little Cyrene who knew nothing, lying on a soft patch of grass, feeling the light breeze, dreaming of the distant world.
Jesus Christ.
Tell her about the flame chase journey. And then let her become a romantic part of this story. I believe every Cyrene will make the same choice. Erasing time again and again. Resetting time over and over. After all, they're all me. And I will always have my charm. Then, I'll fall into a sweet dream, disappearing in some small corner of the world, quietly, waiting for the day when that next page is turned.
And I will keep going. Even if the road ahead is dark, I will burn myself to light the way. Rather than let the core flames become nourishment for the Black Tide, I'll become their vessel. To prevent the arrival of Aranova. Even if I have to burn through my own body, it's no matter. Until Amphorius welcomes a true dawn.
The girl who watches over time, and the warrior who carries the world. Now, let us fulfill the duties of time and world-bearing, honor the past, and forge ahead.
I promise you.
You need to hold tight to this ceremonial blade. After I'm gone, it will take you back to the beginning of time. The start of a new story. I believe that in that story, or in countless stories, each alike yet unique, everyone, all the companions who sacrificed themselves, alongside the deliverer we once dreamed of as children, will reunite beneath a vast, endless sky.
If we can never break free from this prison, I will stand my ground. Until the day someone shatters this endless cycle and writes the final chapter of Amphorius's fate.
So, let's set out. We will be the ones to start everything, carry the primordial chaos, just as your name suggests, and bear this world we hold so dear.
Oh, this is fucked up.
So long, Kaslana.
As the Theros I have observed, instruction synthesis is formed.
Oh shit.
I will wait for that day, for as long as it takes. The day will come whenever this eternal
Jesus Christ.
than it ever was.
The fuck?
That will be a romantic story like none that has come before. You think so too, right?
Say. Holy shit.
The world is collapsing. And the people are crying. We too must part ways here. Ides Elysiae, the little village of my childhood. The gentle breeze and the sound of waves still linger. Everything is as it was. You know, this is just a corner of the memory. I know. I'm here to say goodbye. You can stay here forever. And time will stand still for. Let it flow. It's time for me to go, even if it's a path with no turning back. When have we ever had the luxury of turning back? Are you afraid? After learning the truth of your origins, will you see the motivation I gave you as the manipulating whispers of destruction? The convictions and choices that come from my heart. I don't believe they're designed by the so-called paths. If we are just numbers, simulating life, then you are the image I've always longed for. The person I wish to become. A real, living person. Then why do we part here? You can take me with you, and we can start this journey together. I'll be by your side, guiding you, just like before. No. I'm afraid I'm on my own this time. Why? Because there is no perfect solution in this world. Cyrene has already embraced her fate, and I will embrace my origin. Destruction. And with this power, I will rebel against its creator, bringing endless fury to the darkness, sweeping the world. If you stay by my side, I'll hesitate. But this world... Do you remember when we were kids? Everyone would get so excited drawing cards like ruler or warrior, but throw fits over devil or drunk. Kids always get to change their minds. Things are so happy and simple when it comes to the fate of adults. There's no room for redos. Then go, Kaslana, as you promised. Deceive the world. Seize the core flames and rewrite your fate. Burn yourself up with all your might. Wield your futility like a sword. And fight against the gods. In the name of World Catholic, we'll never forget this.
Jesus Christ. They're going hard with some of these animations.
Time retreated until it reached the origin. Just as Professor Anaxa once said, in that void, Kefali stood at the center of chaos. Time, space, and causality all flowed from their body. When the waves of time finally calmed, it was the year 3870. The Chrysos War had lasted for nearly a century. And that was the era of the Day Thunder Knight's battle with the sky. While she could not seize the core flame, she proved that the prophecy was true. From that moment, the sole survivor of the old dynasty, Imperator Cyritra, issued a call to arms across the lands, summoning heroic Chrysos heirs to wage war on the Titan. And that was the first doomed flame chase journey.
So what you're saying is, you've traveled back down
Icelands.
the River of Time, finally reaching this untouched seabed just to tell us the flame chase journey and even all of Amphorius are nothing but illusions in an eon.
Exactly. So, Dux Gladiorum, please take me to meet Her Majesty Cyritra.
Since Her Majesty's not here, no need for formalities. The word Gladiorum always reminds me of my fallen homeland buried deep in the depths. Call me High Sealands, Nameless Swordmaster.
Please allow me to add one more thing.
You mean Finan? Such a name could never be your true one, but I won't question you further about it. Ever since Her Majesty issued the Flame Chase Decree, heroes from all over have sent their letters of introduction. What's the harm in adding one more name like Finan or Hynan? Besides, the deep sea is dark. Isn't it the perfect place to hide secrets? All right, Nameless Swordmaster. Haul on my wake.
Aren't you even a little
Harboring suspicions is not my sword dances only when the Imperator harbors doubts. There's no use in speaking further. Perhaps you should demonstrate your skills and calm the raging black tide for us.
Light up the dawn. Light up the dawn.
Oh. Nice moves. We just washed it away and here it comes again. The black tide is really no joke.
Light up the dawn. Light up the dawn.
The waters end here. The one you seek is beyond.
At last. Are there any formalities I need to...
Don't kneel, don't do the hand-kissing or foot-kissing gestures of the old dynasty, and most of all, don't bow. The Imperator despises such rituals, especially when the heads of those tall than her bend beneath her crown. The second thing to note, only trusted ones may come near her. Keep 5 paces distance until the Imperator allows other...
Sounds like an old friend of...
Well, experience is a good thing. Dux Goldweaver, little hostage.
It's you.
You know them? Good.
Before that, I'm more curious.
To avoid any misunderstandings, Nameless Swordmaster. Although we spoke and laughed along the way, the Imperator decreed the Deliverer will not appear in this age. Come now, both of you.
I had no intention of fighting. So remember, don't thank me.
No, you misunderstood. We don't want to see Chrysos heirs hurt each other. Just...
The Nestia's golden threads will judge you.
As you wish.
White-haired swordmaster? If what you say so, how much do you know about what we read from the...
You shall shatter into 1,000 fragments, and wither in the soil of foreign lands. Is that correct, Lady Treby?
How is this?
He got it.
Yes, but the prophecy never mentioned he'd appear here.
You must listen to me, Aglaya, Treby. The Finan of this world has not yet been born. In a but do not seek him out. I will tell you the truth, and you will understand why the world must forsake the prophecy, because I know both of you. And I believe that no matter how the course of the faith we all share. And so, the Lairs of Rock began to revert. Through my old acquaintances, I was given the chance to meet the leader of the Flame Chase journey, Surit. And after a long, the Imperator's alliance needed the destruction. And I was ready to pour all my strength into it. But the condition was this. I had to prove that my power could. In the original history, there was a brutal war. At the end, the Titankin of Georios, Terravox, killed the rampaging Titan and took the core flame that supported the Earth. But this time, and neither side suffered any losses. When I severed the Titan's head and raised the core flame high, the crowd got cheering for the hero of the destruction, who had ignited the faint spark of light. Yes, in that flickering light, the once dark path ahead seemed to become clear. I proved myself. And in the long years that followed, I brought down the other Titans, one by one. I could do more than just wait. When time resets, the chance to change the world also emerges from the lines of history. Until finally, the brutal future revealed by Era Nova is reversed. But tell me, if that's truly the case, the people kept their promise and handed you all the core flames. In this world after Trebios, no demigods were born in Amphorius. At this point, I just want to know. When they vanished into the black tide with their mortal, why didn't you shed even a single tear? Your indifference chills me. To you, were they just a bunch of insignificant footnotes? Sorrow has been my constant companion. In fact, with 12 core flames upon me, the fire in my heart has never been more violent. I'll remember this world through anger. As long as I burn, they'll never truly leave me. Perhaps it's already too late. But you're right. Anger, at this moment, is the only weapon I can rely on. So, draw your sword, Executioner. I'll make sure you realize that your greatest mistake was leaving me alive. After that, he raised his sword and attacked. Then, Kaslana killed himself that day. Who fell to the sword to be left in the past, and who went into the future. I can't remember anymore. I only remember a nymph, hiding in the shadows just out of sight, futilely pushing a stone ball. Climb, fall, climb, fall, climb again and fall. The only freedom the nymph had was in choosing how to roll the stone. Sometimes fast, sometimes slow, sometimes resting on a gentler slope, leaning against the stone for a break. But its choice couldn't change the futility of it all. The stone would always roll back down the slope, and the nymph would always return to the starting point, beginning again. After that, every time I reached this point in the cycle, the burning sky would cast a shadow over its path. It would nearly reach the peak at the 4th quint of curtain fall hour, then fall to the starting point in the first 15 seconds of the next entry hour. And my efforts in this cycle would dissolve into nothing at the same time.
What the fuck? Eternal Recurrence 2. Subject, Kaslana, adopted a similar strategy to the Eternal Recurrence 1. No substantive impact on the experimental progress was observed. Life cycles of the 12 Trisos heirs terminated normally in sequence. Subject, Kaslana, regressed into the extrapolation process. Eternal Recurrence 3. Minor adjustments detected in Subject Kaslana's strategy. Decision weighing for avoid sacrifice of past companions has been increased. After verification, this adjustment did not have a substantive impact on the experimental process. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysos heirs terminated normally in sequence. Subject Kaslana regressed the extrapolation progress. Eternal Recurrence number 15. Subject Kaslana attempted to decompile the Black Tide for the first time, aiming to elevate access privileges and execute unauthorized access authorization operations against specific subjects represented by the 12 Chrysos heirs. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysos heirs terminated normally in sequence. Subject Kaslana regressed the extrapolation process. Eternal Recurrence 42. Subject Kaslana's 11th attempt to breach the scepter core layer has failed. The decision weighing for avoid sacrifices of past companions showed a minor decline. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysos heirs terminated in sequence. Subject Kaslana regressed to the extrapolation process. Eternal Recurrence 133. Analysis of observations from occurrence 83 to 133 indicates that Subject Kaslana's strategy is gradually converging with that of Eternal Recurrence number 42. Over synchronicity risk detected. Potential cognitive function degradation suspected. Admin notes. This will undoubtedly reinforce the Iron Tomb's destruction vector. Within expectations, no intervention required. Continue observation. Eternal Recurrence 134. The 134th Eternal Recurrence.
Absolute nonsense.
I thought cycles was the answer you were looking for.
No. It's just that the answer came so suddenly. There was no fun in tracing it back to its roots. Eons? Paths? What a load of nonsense.
I can't give you an exact explanation of those two concepts either.
Enough. I'm just expressing my frustration. Don't you understand? I was already expecting this. The black tide came from beyond the sky. And everything else is no exception.
Fate is a strange thing. No matter how the details of history change.
If the other Anaxagoras actually worshipped the gods, I'd make sure to find a way to break the cycles, to crush them in their cradles. Too bad. Now only you have the ability to do that.
What's that supposed to mean? You're willing to help?
Of course. The core flames were meant to save the world. And in my opinion, the noble Titans have no reason to refuse. Besides, according to you, before stepping into these endless cycles, you were my pupil.
I've already heard the same thing. Countless times.
Enough chit-chat. Let's go. If we run into any other scholars, leave them to me. We've all made preparations for total annihilation. Never thought someone would step in to help.
Light up the dawn. Light up the dawn. Light up the dawn.
You've been to the Luminary Throne before, haven't you?
If you're talking about in past cycles.
Hold up. Keep your wits about you. Someone's...
Pretty boy, your eyesight's better than I thought.
As for that false god who's been turning the world upside down, it's you, isn't it, white hair?
You sure do love... In the name of the Seven Sages, I demand that you immediately step away from the Luminary Throne. This is the sacred ground of reason, and no one may desecrate it. Take my words back to Aglaya. I won't say the same thing twice, Cat.
Oh my! You won't even call me the demigod of trickery. I have some words for you, too. First, as one of the most heretical blasphemers in the world, you have no right to lecture me. Second, this is none of your business, Grove Boy. Step aside. I don't want anyone getting hurt.
Core flame thieves. You really think you can scare off a sage of the grove with nothing but empty threats?
Gloomy little brat's got a sharp tongue. Ooh, not bad, not bad. I kinda like you. As a return favor, feast on Cersei's core flame right. Aw, don't cry now.
That was close. I'm out of here.
They're exactly like all the past ones I've known. Cunning. And yet so naive.
Sounds like you have a plan.
Of course. When I first set out on the flame chase journey, Lady Treeby never managed, but along the way.
Where are you going?
I
The Venerationists' foolish inventions finally come in handy.
You've arrived, Zacharias.
What? Do you know who I am?
I'm running out of patience. So I'm not going to waste words. Listen up.
If you ask me, you're the greatest disaster Amphorius has ever known. No matter how strong you are, you're still just a mortal body. Carrying 12 core flames? Don't make me laugh. You'll just get consumed by the divine flames and drag this world down with you.
Oh, Cypher's over there.
134.
What?
This is the 134th cycle I've lived through.
1,596.
Yes.
1,000 core flames and just a single Chrysos heir. How is that even possible?
I've come this far.
But someday you will burn to the ground.
Of course. The divine flames will eventually consume my eyes and blind me. But before that, they could still forge and sharpen Dawnmaker. Now when I cut open your stomach, you won't feel a thing.
You...
This is the...
Fine. Assume this world holds 100 million possibilities. And no matter how one looks at it, 99,999,999 of them all point to outcomes of certain destruction. Even so, I'll use my divine power, despised by the people of this world, to achieve that 1 in 100 million possibility.
Bartolos!
Brett, if you've got the guts, you'll have to first step over my dead body. Cat ear thief front! Don't let it on ya! This little brat is not a threat we can deal with just by ourselves!
The future will come! I'm fine. No other choice but forward. Existence is of no consequence. For tomorrow! I'm fine. Existence is of no...
Damn, I couldn't use his ult.
How absurd.
In my memories, Zagreus always meets the same end. Over and over again. Their departure no longer stirs anything in my heart.
This is such a good song.
This reason core flame before us is a fake, obvious as day.
I know. I know. It always plays out like this. The spirit thief covers for her, and the trickery demigod escapes with 2 core flames. And then, driven by defiance or hatred, she'd exactly like the countless past hers I've known. Cut.
Since you've witnessed the same scene play out countless times, tell me, will you carve the trickery core flame from my chest now?
That depends on your attitude. At least so far, in the cycles where you've asked this question, the endings haven't been so cruel.
Well, thank you for that. But I also believe that this time, you won't catch up to me. No one can catch up to me. I'm no longer running to a...
Whether you believe me or not, I'll still tell you this.
All right, then.
Silence. This is new.
One-eyed boy. What are you trying to pull now?
Go, Cythera. Give us... This isn't for her, but for you. You've walked too far down this path. It's time to discuss a possibility. Maybe the road you're walking is not one of salvation, but one that will simply drag the world into the flames for all time's sake. Turn back. I don't care how many times you've tried. Your Messiah complex has turned you into something no different from the icy gods you spoke of. The children of humanity you swore to save. They are no more than ants to you now.
Of course. I've been wondering, what kind of demon could burn my homeland to the ground in an instant without batting an eye? Now I have the answer. It turns out that fiery demon has been fantasizing of becoming this world's deliverer.
I don't want to argue anymore. Make your biggest effort to resist. Or accept fate. And hand over the core flame, even if it's futile, you. We all have the right to...
Yes. Even if it is futile. And the world is just a divine joke.
When I walk into the destruction ridden by the gods, with my own two legs. Even the smallest footnote still leaves a mark in this story!
And so, at the end of the traveler and the scholar fulfilled their fates once again. Or perhaps it wasn't just they who fulfilled their fates. I can't quite remember all of it. In the endless darkness, for no reason, a voice always lingered by my ear. Losses are a constant on the flame chase journey, among which even life itself holds little. Reduced to ashes. Such a familiar end. It happens in every journey. Always.
Eternal Recurrence 134. Subject Caslana's 103rd attempt to breach the scepter core layer has failed. Decision weight for avoid sacrifices of past companions approaching 0.00018. Over synchronicity risk detected. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysos heirs terminated in sequence. Subject Caslana regressed the extrapolation progress. Eternal Recurrence 5297. Subject Caslana's 5266th attempt to breach the core layer has failed. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysos heirs terminated in sequence, with a trend of acceleration noted. Subject Caslana's regressed the extrapolation process. Note: subject strategy is now nearly identical to Eternal Recurrence number 42. Mind function degradation detected with possible irreversible damage. Administrator directive received. No more prompts about the risk of mind function damage. Eternal Recurrence 12,398. Subject Caslana's 12,367th attempt to breach the scepter core layer has failed. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysos heirs terminated in sequence. The extrapolation process regressed. Eternal Recurrence 23,779. Subject Caslana's 23,748th attempt to breach the scepter core layer has failed. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysos heirs terminated in sequence. The extrapolation process regressed. Eternal Recurrence 46,645th. 5. Subject Caslana's 46,614th attempt to breach the scepter core layer has failed. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysos heirs terminated in sequence. The extrapolation process regressed. Eternal recurrence 71,243. Subject Castellana 71,212. 212. 12th end. That's. Girl, that's. It should be 12th. That's really funny. It should be 12th. That's funny. Sorry, I had to send that. Eternal recurrence 80,023. Subject Castellana's 79,992nd attempt to breach the scepter core layer has failed. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysos heirs terminated the sequence. The extrapolation process regressed. Eternal recurrence 95,575. Subject Castellana's 95,544th attempt to breach the scepter core layer has failed. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysos heirs terminated the sequence. The extrapolation process regressed. Eternal recurrence 108,641. Subject Castellana's 108,610th attempt to breach the scepter core layer has failed. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysos heirs terminated sequence. The extrapolation process regressed. Eternal recurrence of 108,642.
You don't look so good, Deliverer.
Even after going through 108,642 sight, Mighty, your name for me has never changed.
Why do you sound so pleased? It's a derogatory.
Yeah, I know all too well. You only meant it sincerely in the first cycle. After that one and only time we walked side by side. Every time since. Dawnmaker will stab you through your 10th thoracic vertebra. That's your weak spot.
Interesting. Tell me, when the mighty Moses of the past faced you, did they ever retreat?
Never.
Then they died honorably, worthy of the name of strife. But there's still tenderness in your eyes. How pathetic.
I have to remember how this feels. Remember that I was once human. Or else the destruction will completely consume me.
If you win, tell the mighty most of the next life. This person is a worthy opponent. So always remember to give.
I'll keep that in mind.
Even though the dynasty is left with just one, the Kremnos festival will continue as usual. I, the king of the Kremnoan Legion, will host the final feast in the center of this arena, and the prize will be the flames of strife. One day, you shall die with a wound in your back. That's what I saw when I overcame the trial. Enough. You've probably heard this thousands of times. So you must understand, facing the demigod of strife, there's no way you'll take this core flame in peace. Step forward and face me. I, the last son of Gorgo.
You will bear the blazing sun until the pale dawn breaks.
Salute you. I'll give 10,000 scars and 10,000 lives
Jesus
of mine
Christ.
to fuel the blazing sun of deliverance.
future will come.
Conquer this world, or be conquered by me.
As you wish.
And in my full glory, I salute you.
That's all I ever wanted.
Empty shell. So without substance. You sun tear the sky. Empty shell.
Doja, Kyrios.
Is that all? So without substance. Hail the new dawn. All stars burn to ash. Feel the scorching hatred. Quench the flames of blood. Remember agony.
If you can, deliver. Use the flames of your fury to scorch your own flesh.
Mightimus. Let strife decide the outcome. Let this burn your curse of immortality!
You may crown yourself. My blood. In your next life, I shall once again block your path.
The 108,642nd core flame of strife. Yet the shadows of the black tide still loomed, and pain and despair spread across distant land. The blaze was still not enough. It had to be fed. Even if it meant burning this body to ash.
No matter how bright the sun is, there are still places it cannot moreover. The sun you bear is both cold. A sun like that surely cannot bring warmth to the netherrealm.
Golden blood is born from the destruction. We only by.
Allow me to ask, how many core flames do you carry now?
Should be like 24 million something. Yeah.
24,183.
Such a heavy burden. So that's why you've turned into this. A broken idol. Tragic firewood.
No matter. As long as you hand over the
I must refuse. I cannot watch you walk into a fate more cruel.
But this way will never again suffer.
Unnecessary indeed.
You are not the Finan I know. Please turn back. Don't let that absurd and unjust fate of yours come to pass. This way, at least my realm can still become the fragrant bed where you fall asleep.
In the end, still, it seems the clash of blades was inevitable.
How painful. I know I am not your match, having fallen under your sword countless times. But even so, please, even Kefali cannot shape all things at will, nor can they dictate the fate of all life. No one can shoulder the balance of life and death, and it is precisely for this reason that I chose, at the end of this arduous journey, to overcome the trial and take the authority. I am the Hand of Shadow, Casterus, the demigod of death. Listen closely, deliverer from days past. Please turn back. Do not disturb these fresh flowers in their mud deaths.
This is fucked up. Oh, I don't want to fight Hyacinth like this, but I'm gonna have to, aren't I?
What? A pity, at this crossroads of life and death, the giant dragon is but a shattered shell. Yet, I will still fight, defending what hope remains.
It's time to temper myself. For tomorrow! I'm fine.
I ask you to rest here!
Allow me to refuse. I must transform my soul into a raging fire. Must.
All of this. How is it any different from that little future?
Empty shell. Hail the new dawn. Is that all? Quench the flames with blood.
Can't keep him here.
Sun, tear the sky! Quench the flames with blood. Branded with strife. All stars burn to ash. Feel the scorching hatred. So without substance.
Even if I can't win, I must try.
Then let this be a tribute to your million struggles, fought time and time again.
Wake up, lost one. See that the firelight in the darkness is not.
The core flame of death was taken from the dragon's belly. What a brilliant flame. It should shine upon all, light the path ahead, and illuminate the dawn of Amphorius that's to come. Two million, 3,432 cycles. 24,041,184 core flames. As if even the deepest abyss of primordial chaos could be burned away.
advancing on.
You're here, as always.
You're still lingering.
Because you haven't completely... You're still waiting for a miracle.
If that thread of hope exists, it must come from beyond this world. From the true starry sky. If it's just a traveler with no connection to Emphorius, they may not understand our struggles.
Your thoughts are wavering. But even within the gods' cold calculations, unconditional courage and goodwill still emerge. Never forget what set you up. How many times has it been?
4 million.
Then that blaze inside of you must be burning hotter than ever.
Yes. When I first forged the 12 core flames into one, I had the same destruction. A power unlike anything before surged within me. Violent flames ready to tear my body apart and consume this world, this wretched prison. I thought that was it. And yet no. This fragile body holds a staggering 48 million core flames. I suppose it won't be long. Perhaps just a fleeting 10,000 years. Before it's reduced to nothing but charred, crumbling bone.
And when that happens, your long struggle will finally come to an end.
No.
Mind.
In every new cycle, all I have to do is push the next Finan to the end. Then he'll kill me. Shatter this body. Take my flames, my memories, and...
Bold plan, but risky. What if, one day, the next you refuses to follow? How can you ensure the continuation of the cycle?
If it were Professor Anaxa or Aglaya in my place, maybe they'd come up. Unfortunately, I don't have a backup plan. I have no choice but to bet everything on the next Finan. And trust that he makes this. But even in this wretched prison, I never forget what set me on.
Wait.
Not once. In millions of...
Okay, we've skipped ahead a lot. But this might be where we stop for now.
I can do this, Lord Finan.
Yep, we're gonna stop here. I can't do Hyacinth right now. I will die. It is also Scrim warm-up time. So we'll be back again later.